everybody, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for August 21st with our special guest, Jane. I meant to ask you how to pronounce your last name, so I say it right.
Luke.
Luke,
Yeah,
okay.
Luke.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was right. All right, well, our guest, Jane Luk, thank you for joining us, who, of course, played Maureen on The Institute.
Yes.
And this is my co-host, AJ. Karen, once she finishes restarting her computer, will be along. But welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And if anybody has questions for Jane, just stick them in the chat. But in the meantime, why don't you just start by telling us, how did you get the part? How did it all start off?
I auditioned like all other actors. So I'm based in Toronto and in Canada. So there are very, very few of us who can pick and choose what we want to do. So, and I had to audition for quite a number of really good, meaty roles at the time. So when this popped up, I just thought, oh, okay, this is interesting. And I originally, they cast me, or no, that I was auditioning for the woman that you see in episode 1, the woman with the truck who has a scene with Tim. Yeah, that was the character I had auditioned for. And but on my recall, my agent said they also want to see you for this other role of Maureen. So I literally got this like the day before. So I am scrambling to try to figure out as much as I could about this character, because when they give you the sides, which is what they call the pieces of script to audition with, there was very little else. So I'm just researching the heck like my computer blew a gasket trying to find, anything. And there was so little written about the character that I thought, I'm just going to make some decisions based on the scene that we're doing. So I was just very lucky. I had a different idea how to present Maureen because of how little I had. And then Jack Bender was on that Zoom call, and he basically redirected me and gave me something very different. And I thought he really knows how to talk to actors, and I knew exactly what he wanted. So I thought, okay, I got it, and went for it. And he said, okay, that's great. That's a whole lot better. Thanks for taking all my notes. But yeah, that's how I see Maureen. So that's how he basically gave me the job on the spot, but I wasn't sure. I thought, did he just book me? He goes, yeah, you're perfect. You're right for that role, for the role of Maureen. I just thought, oh, okay.
So you ended up with a bigger role than you originally auditioned for, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. But I always try to prepare as much as I can for any role. So and I got the role or the audition for the woman was only like a few days before, and it was such a small role. I thought, well, I'll kind of glance over what the Institute is about, because I hadn't read the book. And then when I got that, I thought, oh, now I have even less time to try to figure out what she's about. I had a basic idea, but I just anyway, she's a lot heavier as we work through it with every episode. So
great. AJ, and I'm going to meanwhile try to figure out what Karen can't get in while you're talking.
Maybe she can hear you like the way I could.
Yeah, I don't know. She's trying to get in the studio and having issues.
Okay.
Go ahead, AJ.
So you said you hadn't read the novel. Have you read it since?
I'm reading it now because when I went to LA to go to the screening for the US premiere, we all got a copy as a parting gift. Like, we all got our copy. So yeah, I went, oh my God. And I was flipping, and I said, oh, and I stopped right on a chapter called Maureen and Avery. And I just thought, I just got chills. And I thought, this is the weirdest thing, the strangest page for me to stop on. So yeah, so I'm reading it. I am reading it. And it's some people, some of the actors were reading it, and a few of them said, I've given up, or they've read it and they said, no, don't follow the book. Because my one friend, who he said, I'm going to stop reading it because I'm getting really mixed up because of when you switch mediums, when you have one story and you jump from one medium, like from printed to screen, it's going to be a different animal because it's a different way to tell the story. So
yeah, they've changed a few things with Maureen's character because I read the book back when it first came out, so it might be good that you didn't read it right away.
I knew what her future was as soon as I started getting the scripts, because we only got them a few at a time, and I just I had people saying, "Oh, Jane." So what? So I went, "Oh, okay, all right." I said, "That's okay. That's okay. Just gonna, put as much life into Maureen as possible." So
because you did not have a whole lot, did you, I mean, you said kind of at the beginning, but after that initial day, did you like sort of make up more in your head still about her to kind of know where to go? Because I know sometimes as an actor, like you need more than you're given, I think.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's never divulged. The only clues you get are that she is ex-military, and she was, well, I read there was a bit more and they took it out, but she was dishonorably discharged from the army. And so it took me to a real life event. I don't know if you remember, like 10, 15 years ago, there were all these photos taken of American soldiers taking, they took photos of in Afghanistan of prisoners that they humiliated, like having them do things, and took pictures with them. And there were a number of them there, but there was one woman, and the media, for some reason, just centered around her. And so I just thought maybe that something like that happened. I did something. I went along with the boys and did something that then had me dishonorably discharged, which meant I couldn't really work anywhere. And I also thought of that I had a son, and because I was dishonorably discharged, and I was disciplined over there, then something happened to him where I wasn't around. So there's all this guilt around my son's death as well. So those were some of the backstory that I put for myself, which really helped a lot. So when you see her at the Institute, she is like the lowest rung on the ladder for sure. When I first read the script, there's something about her being almost like an orderly as well as janitor. But towards as you go through each episode, she became treated more and more like just the janitor, ordered to clean up and take care of the kids because no one else will. I mean, Tony's not going to. So when she meets the kids, she's the one that they have first contact with. Like even before 6 weeks, she tells them about the tokens and So as each, it was really great because I just kept thinking about more and more about how to load the character, all the layers, so that it makes sense to me why she starts to turn when she does.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I noticed right after I asked it, Ellen the Marvelous kind of asked almost the same exact question. So there was no, it's the same question pretty much. What you made up. I just, no, that wasn't. I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. I just was putting it up since she kind of asked the same thing, but I saw it after I asked you. So you're good. I just was putting it up for her.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Did I write it by myself? Yeah, so to answer Ellen, the Marvelous, ETM, I just took what clues I could to help me get myself to the emotional, to give the emotional impact, to make it so that I could make sense of, like, when Luke mentions my son, when Luke, when they read my mind, why I hate it there. Because I got, like, I imagine that I got horribly demoted, and that the only job I can get is at the Institute because no one else is going to want to hire me. And she's so filled with shame and guilt that this is the only place that will have her, and good for the Institute because they prey on people like that, to work there because it's in secrecy. So yeah, what was else there?
That was it. You answered it. You're good.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I just was putting it up since she had asked the same thing. Karen finally got in. So welcome.
Hi, Karen.
now Karen's muted. Unmute yourself, Karen.
Sorry, technology always fails at the worst possible moment.
That's why I logged on an hour early. No, I didn't. But I almost did. Almost did want to. So,
I think we all would love to hear about that sort of final scene, maybe the final scene that we saw Maureen, where you're doing a voiceover as Maureen is dead and she's being moved about. So did you play yourself? Did they did you get to play did you get to play your own corpse in that scene?
Did they use a fake body?
Okay. No, it was me, and it was great because Jason wheeled me around in the gurney. It was on a separate day, so that day it was just no lines or just lying there. I had to get the makeup done again, but yeah, and it was really fun. I just really wanted to hold my breath because I do not want to move. And then I was told by the first aide, he goes, "You can breathe. You're like, it's okay. We're gonna fix it in post." And I thought, I don't think I want to do that, because when you breathe, like, it's not just your chest and your stomach going up and down. There's other things that happens. So I just emptied out my lungs while I was lying there, and it was very short anyway. They kept it very short, but I thought like, and when I died as well, there were shots they wanted to take of me while I was on the door, and I'm hanging there, and it was really funny. I couldn't believe how long I could hold my breath. But you're holding your breath not like this, but after you breathed out. So that's where you're holding, is at the point, the low point. And it was really great. Some of the makeup was, oh my God, we were wondering, like, is she okay? Like, because they said they could not see me move. And I thought, okay, now I know I can play dead effectively.
Have you played a lot of death scenes or dead scenes before?
I played. I did play in a Western. It's really funny because I thought, no, I want to come back. So I thought, I'll hold, when they shoot me, I won't hold my heart. I'll hold down somewhere. But you know what? That was another story. But the guy back then, they weren't careful. Like, it's called wadding. It's like blanks. Like it was in the West, so it was like a big gun, and he was too close. And okay, so I'm going to use this mirror. So or this camera. So if you're supposed to be shooting there, you're supposed to do this. Camera's out here. It still looks like I'm shooting. I'm pointing at you, but from the camera's out here. He didn't. In the heat of the moment, he pointed right at me and shot, and the stuff flew into my face, and I went, ah! And so anyway, I did everything to keep myself alive, and then they changed the line. So the father said, my father looks over and goes, "My daughter is dead." I thought, well, there's no coming back from that. So.
Nope. Not unless you can get on a zombie show.
No, yeah, different genre. Well,
okay.
Well, yeah, I thought it was done. When I did my scene on episode 6, and episode 7 they haven't come out yet. So I thought, okay, and they said, and then Mary Louise, I was just like, oh my God, have you read episode 7 yet? I said no. It goes, you should read it. And I thought, oh, okay. And I went, oh my God, I'm in episode 7. So that was not, I didn't think that was going to happen. And they, I love the whole crew. I love so Sophie Bender was one of the writers. She's, we just really like Maureen. We want her to have, the last word, like at least have her say in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, that was a nice surprise.
It was nice. Thanks. AJ.
I lost my train of thought. What was speaking of scenes, what was your favorite scene to do during the show?
Wow. So for different reasons, there's 2 that stand out. There's there's one that I have with Mary Louise, only because now not many lead actors, like the stars, will ask you to run lines with them. But Mary Louise, while we were in the makeup trailer, she said, "Do you want to run lines?" I said, Yes, because we had a scene that was like 2.5 pages long. And so that was really great. And I loved working things out with her. And she's also done theater. I've done a lot of theater. And what was really wonderful, it was how, so I'm also an improviser, improvised for years and years. And so I use a lot of those skills. And what I loved about doing that scene with her is that the moments, like we rehearsed the lines and everything and the blocking, but then the moments were always pure and authentic. And that however I said it to her, she would react slightly differently. And that would create different response in me, like within the parameters. And I just thought that was really fun to work that way. And also helping Luke escape, like just trying to figure out, like we're all, it was always collaborating, like in the laundry scene, like he had to just jump in. I thought, and I just kept thinking, like as Maureen, as a mother, I said, I gotta throw the towel right where he's about to put his head, so he's not putting it on the bar. So there were just little silly things like that, and I thought was really interesting. But also another scene with Joe was at the end. We just we thought that we needed something. We didn't really say much. Like we were running it, and then I said, "Do you want to do a hug or something there?" Because yeah, okay. And so he hugged, but not in the right time, not in the moment that I meant. So I thought, oh, okay. Okay, we can hug there, I guess. It feels too pat. But then I thought, no, what if he hugs me and I don't expect it? And that was a really heartful moment there, is that here's Maureen trying to be, the way she's turned blinders on the kids, like just doing her job until she turns. And the same thing here. I'm going to help him escape. And then so focused on that, not realizing I'm helping someone escape and hope and run away from this, where I couldn't help my son, but I can help him and hopefully others. So yeah, so there were three. Those were 3 scenes.
That's interesting how they can change so much the tone of it just by altering a little bit, like you're saying. That's pretty cool. I did want to ask you though, as you were saying that, I was thinking about it. I mean, you talked about holding your breath like on the gurney.
Yeah.
What about like when they had you hanging on the door? I missed
Yeah.
That had to be uncomfortable to say.
That's when I had to do that as well. And but I was standing. Like the only time you see my feet off the ground is when they have a close-up of my feet, but I was always standing on something. And the stunt people were amazing. They said, okay, we're going to pull this taut, and it was never around my neck. It was the back, like from my back, the harness. So they were so careful. They were always safety first. I was, okay, we're going to do this. They would just speak to me quietly and just, we're going to do this. Are you ready, Jane? I said, yep, I'm ready. And they said, okay, I'm just going to get this taut. And then I would just wait for I would wait for action and then breathe it all out. And then, because when you do that, your whole face relaxes and you find a fixed point so that your eyes aren't floating around either. So yeah, it was so it's holding my breath on the down, like once I've emptied all the air out. Yeah.
So there's a lot involved when you're actually doing nothing, right? It sounds like
there is. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool to hear that usually people don't talk about, pretending not to be alive, I guess.
Maybe it's my thing. I don't know.
No, that's great. I love hearing it. Karen.
So I think that, I mean, you've done everything, but I think you have been known to audiences mostly as a comedian. Although you've done, how do you enjoy this kind of heavier stuff? Do you find it to be, some people who do a lot of drama say they find comedy be a nice break. Do you find this heavy? I know you've done The Handmaid's Tale, now The Institute. You do some heavy stuff. Is it a nice break from improv, or?
It's really funny. I don't do comedy. I don't get cast for comedy very often on screen, but I do. I'd like to do more again, but live. When I do improv or we're doing some sketch stuff, then it's live. Mm-hmm. So it's a great challenge either way. Comedy's more difficult, I think, because even if you're funny, it depends on the tone that they want to take. And it's more and more like doing less is more, like do as little as you can. And you just don't know, like when you're doing live comedy, you can hear the reaction from the audience, like, okay, I'm hitting I'm hitting the good notes there. But and also when I was doing those scenes, like the really heavy scenes, it was really nice, like you don't often get this, but the cameraman who was doing most of the close-up things, and he would just say things like, that was really good. Like he would just make a little comment, and I thought, thanks. I just thought, I don't think he says that to everybody. But so that was really nice. It was such a supportive crew. So I like both for both reasons, but I don't get a chance to do comedy as much. And when I have, I'm the straight person. So I don't know.
Okay, well, I hope some directors are watching who can give you some more comedy opportunities. Thanks.
Oh, I just read something about how shocking the death scene and the makeup. I read here somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's right here. Ellen's comment. It does.
We both click it at the same time, and then it goes off.
The death scene was shocking.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah.
I hadn't read it. I thought Maureen was gonna maybe not get killed till she got out of the institute.
I think we were all hoping. Scare. Every time we go to do it, you do it. It was a sorrowful scene. So you were awesome in the role. So there you go. Ellen enjoyed that scene.
Oh, great. Yeah. So I'm in Canada, so it hasn't aired yet. So I was wondering if I should warn my family. And then because my agent said, don't worry, they're grown-ups. And then she watched it and she said, I think you should give them a heads up. I thought, oh, really? She says, yeah, it hit me. It really hit me. And I thought, oh, okay. Yeah. So I may have to do that. But it was I don't know, like I'm just curious, like were you shocked because you weren't sure that's what she was going to do, or like when you actually saw, or
yeah, let us know, Ellen, and we'll
or Karen, you said you were shocked, or
that was Ellen.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I mean, maybe because Maureen is like probably the most sympathetic character, certainly among the adults. She's more sympathetic. She shows sympathy, and then Stephen King took her away from us, or Jack Bender took her away from us in the story, right? And it was kind of, I think she's a person that we were rooting for, really like hoping that Maureen would have her whistleblower moment and really stand up and have that moment. And then, instead she sacrifices herself, which was so heartbreaking. I was shocked.
Yeah, Ellen said she sacrificed for the children in a shocking way, was what she meant.
Oh, I see. Well, she's just so trapped there because she's in Sixby's office, and she can see them talking, and she can see them leaving, and they're coming to the office, and they're going to try to get information out of her. So that's why she does it. For me, that was my reasoning, is like, you can't even let them there. You have to not give them any way of knowing anything, like not where they went, what's going on. So this was the only way. So that's what made it like a really strong reason for me. And also just like, how do you come to that? Like, she looks over at her stuff, she looks at the door, and she thinks, okay, I have the means to do it. Like, she's probably knows all kinds of things from being in the army, being in Afghanistan. So I just thought, no, now this is the soldier part of her, is like, this is what I have to do, to sacrifice myself for the good of everyone else, for the good of the kids, and for Luke especially. So
I was going to say, Kimberly agreed with that. I sort of thought it was poetic justice, and I was glad that Maureen took it into her own control instead of the Institute taking it.
Yeah. Great. Yes, Kimberly.
All agree. Headache days.
Do you have any upcoming projects that you can talk about?
Right now, well, I've been doing more voice work this year. It's just whatever the industry is churning out. But yeah, there's like an animated series called Unicorn Academy. It's for tweens, I guess. It's about an academy where gifted riders get to learn how to ride their unicorn and be friends, and they're not only their unicorns, but they're their friends. And I play Mona Fury, who is one of the first Unicorn Academy riders, graduates there. And then on the other side, then I'm doing Rosie's Rules, it's called, which is for preschoolers. And right now I'm writing a radio podcast. Like it's a parody with a friend of mine. So we're doing a 1950s mystery thriller, but as a parody. So, just setting up the things like the Curse of the Mummy and that kind of thing. So he's an animator and he and I are both busy. So we've been trying to find the time. So we finally recorded it and now we're trying to edit it. And I don't think that'll be ready for another couple of months. So it's called Till Death Do Us Part. That's the name of it. I play a character who's a plucky reporter, and her name is Kitty O'Donoghue, and her husband is lead detective in the Department of Uncanny Complaints. So he gets all the macabre cases, but she always gets the clues, and she's the one who sort of helps figure all the cases. And but he gets all the credit because he's the detective, and but she likes it like that because then she keeps getting clues from him because her whole mantra is to get the story. So yeah, we have this ending. We always have this saying, which is he gets the glory, but I get the story. So that's the latest thing that we're working right now, as well as we're still I'm just auditioning, just plugging at it. Canadian actors are always got to survive somehow. So
We'll have to look out for that. So let me ask you, I know you hadn't read the book till after, but were you worried about doing a Stephen King project? Because obviously, some of their fans are some of his fans are very, very dedicated, and yeah, some of the adaptations have done better than others. So yeah, were you worried about that at all?
To be honest, I wasn't really, because I truly believe that when you take a story and you read it, nothing can compete with your brain. Nothing can compete with all the things that you conjure, what you feel, what you envision when you take it to the screen. So I didn't know exactly what, but I knew that they had to make some changes. So I thought this is a retelling of the same story. Because I'll use Harry Potter as an example. Like, so J.K. Rowling she made sure it was to the letter for I think the first 2 or 3 books. And to be honest, I thought, okay, that was great. But you know what? It was, everything happened the way the book said. So there were no real surprises, like unpredictability at all. The unpredictability was in how they created the creatures or the situations. But I don't know, there's some things that we had to do, like Jack decided to put the institute and the town, like put it in the same town as where Tim Jameson is. Otherwise we'd be following Tim Jameson for chapters. That's because he's been introduced at the very beginning, so we don't get to the institute. Whereas this way, we can cut to the institute and get to see what's happening there at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to change some things. Karen?
In that voice work that you mentioned, you've done some video games also, right? How do you like that video game work?
So I haven't done the motion capture
Only the
which is
voice work, right?
which is where they put, well, they sometimes they get actors and they put the dots all over them, and then they use them, their physicality. Whereas I haven't done that. I've just mainly done the voices. So I've been taking making sure that I get workshops to help me warm up my voice, because when there's a lot of, being shot at, being hit, and you doing the hitting, a lot of thumping, a lot of punching, a lot of taking of punches, like you have this little catalog of sounds that just come out of you, but and you hope it doesn't strain your voice. There's a lot of yelling. I did the one for the Star Wars Outlaws, and it was a fun character. She was like this older, wiser character who had a vast array and knowledge about weaponry, and the younger, she's the main lead, is the younger woman who's just, she's the rebel, and so that was a lot of fun. But then there's some fight scenes. There's always fight scenes when you're doing any kind of video game stuff. So they're fun, though. I really like them. I do think it's fun.
Oh, thanks. I'm looking down at AJ.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull a question from if I can get it to work.
Sure.
Chat. Ellen wants to know why you trusted Kate, the reporter.
Oh, so the thing is, Maureen doesn't get out very often. Like she does, but then she goes right home. So I'm sure what I felt was, what I thought in my head was that just the way Tim encountered her, she probably put herself in a place where I would have to meet her. I can't think of where, like maybe in the bar, maybe the one time I had to go grocery shopping or something, and she's she's an operative, Kate. So she probably came across as, someone very trustworthy. And I mean, we see her at the beginning. She was the other woman's lover. So and I did ask them, I said, you know what, we've only seen one journalist, and I asked them, can I say reporter? Because I don't know. People might jump to the conclusion, but they may not. So I don't know. But let's just make it sound like there's another reporter that I know. So I don't know. What's that?
No, I said that's interesting. No, I just was responding to what you were saying.
Yeah. But did you know that was her? Like when I said reporter before you saw her face?
I don't know. I figured it was her.
I assumed. Well,
yeah, just for that reason, but yeah, only probably because I try to watch mystery things and figure them out, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if it was for you, Jane, would you want TP, TK, or PC?
Oh boy. So it was funny. I was asked this at the screening, and I immediately said, oh, probably TP, because no one knows that you have it. And it's to your advantage to know what's going on, and then you can avoid it. But then I started thinking, as a woman, I would like to have TK, because I don't know, like to be able to protect myself if I needed to. So here's how I can bargain that out. I would say I would like to know that I can access one or the other, but I can't have both, because I can't be greedy. But hopefully I can use my telepathy to a point where it's okay, and switch over to gear number 2. So yeah, that's. But my first instinct was TP for sure.
Well, maybe if you could read their mind, then you can avoid whatever it is you needed the TK for.
Exactly, right? Exactly. But if I still couldn't, because they're stubborn, or they're just, I don't know, egocentric, and then I thought, well, I have to be able to find a way to defend myself. So that's when I can switch into my TK.
Kara.
I'm going to go to the chat also. Sprinkle Kitty said, I'm not sure if anyone asked, but why do you think Maureen was employed by the Institute? So you spoke earlier about Maureen, like maybe not having a lot of job options when she came out of the military and just really needed a job. But it is I don't know if Sprinkle Kitty missed that, or the question is like, why did the Institute keep Maureen around when she, to me, like it seemed clear that she didn't have the stomach for some of the things that happened at the Institute.
Well, that all changed when Luke started talking to her. But prior to that, she didn't. Prior to that, she kept a blind. She knew that something was happening to the kids, but she never wanted to know what was going on. Like, she doesn't go into the room with Luke when she first brings him to Tony. She knows it's terrible, and she sees them afterwards. She's the one to help them when they are really in really bad shape after being in the dream box or after shots for dots, and she cleans them up or whatever, but she doesn't know really what's going on. She says, this is the job. I have to do this for my own survival because no one else will help me. And the Institute probably sees her as, no, she's perfect. She's never going to turn on us because she needs us. No one will ever hire her. And we're going to provide her with employment, and she's ex-army. So, I'm sure they had a lot of intel on her too. So yeah, that's why it sort of was a good fit. Like, that's why the Institute brought her in. And it's not until the very, when Luke, it's a matter of a couple of days when he says, how would you, when she finally brings him to the ice machine again, where no one supposedly hears, and she changes. So that's when she changes. But up until then, she's like this good soldier, do all your duties, like do what you're told. Yeah, I hope that answers that question.
Sounds like a toxic relationship. Like, no one will ever love you but me, so you have to stay.
Yeah, and too scared to run away and try something else. Like, yeah, they got her when she was at her lowest low. So probably not even thinking about like why go somewhere else. I've got to, they're paying me, I'm doing a job, and it's still sort of part of the military, like sort of, because it's part of a government institution. So people think. And I'm sure she didn't know a lot that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's switching gears a second, what would be your ultimate dream role outside of this?
So I've been catching up on a lot of my Doctor Who's, and because I didn't get
British, I think, but still.
I don't know. There's been a lot of like Canadian, UK co-pros and stuff. So anyway, maybe not Doctor Who. Well, no, Doctor Who would be a dream. Anything on Star Trek would be a dream. I was just thinking about doing an amazing, like a period piece in England would be like lots of fun. I was when I watched The Great, which is Elle Fanning's project about Catherine the Great, I just loved how they cast people of color, and they never explained why. They didn't. I think that's what was. I was a little bit disappointed with Bridgerton, because I thought this, when I first watched it, I thought, oh my God, this is so great. They've got Black actors. They've got, and they're just like they don't show a delineation, and then they explain why, and I thought, I wish you didn't explain why. I just was hoping that this is so great to just see people who are good for the role, to get the role. So anyway, that's another thing. And yeah, to wear fun costumes. So
I was going to say, I think you had the same costume for this the whole time. I was trying to think. I don't think we've seen you in anything else, did we?
No. I even asked, I said, should I take, because I had the sweater. I thought that I would be able to change it up. But Jack was very adamant about, you do not change. Nobody does. Like, nobody changes. Because I thought, well, I've had my hair in a ponytail. Maybe I have it out. And the hair person said, no, I was told you got to keep your hair the same all the way through so that the audience has instant recognition. Oh, okay. And if you look at Wendy, the actress Hannah Galway, who plays Wendy, she's the cop in Denison. She always, even on her day off, she's got a ponytail.
Yeah, she does.
So, yeah, we all did. So, Yeah, none of us changed our clothes ever. I have to say it was the most comfortable thing to wear. That onesie was it was just really great. Oh, okay, just this shape, I've got a sweater over this onesie, and it's just these overalls, not a onesie. Well, it is, but they're overalls.
Oh,
Yeah,
did they
yeah.
give it to you when you left? Like
What's
to take
that?
I said, did they at least give it to you when you left the show to take with you? No.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't offer it because I understand why, because with that show, you just never know. Like, I remember one person was sent home. They said, "Oh, we need extra coverage," so they had to bring them back, and after they had wrapped. So that happened a couple of times. So I think they're being on the safe side. Although I doubt they're going to bring me back.
Yeah, it must be a flashback, maybe.
Yeah, no. They covered everything, yeah. So, yeah. I never. The only time you might have seen me is if I had gotten home, if I had escaped. I was just so close. Like, I'm at the door, I'm at the guard. I can't, I'm just getting my purse, and then nope, they caught me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That place, you can't make a run for it either. So
no, you can't.
There.
Yeah.
Is there somebody specific you want to work with?
Well, I would love to work with Jack again. So we met. I met the creator of From, because we were sharing the studio.
Griffin, yeah.
And John Griffin, and I thought, oh, it'd be great. But Jack also directs there. He's also executive producer there. So, that would be amazing. I recently got caught up with Better Things with Pamela Adlon, who I think is just incredible. My mind was blown when I realized that she was the voice of Bobby Hill, and I thought, oh my God! Like I just love that character because he is so unique, and what she does with that voice is great. And I know there's a reboot of that, like they're showing them older as well. God, I don't know. I didn't think of who I'd like to work with. Lots of good actors. And now I'm blank.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Kimberly
Okay.
said, if you were on From, would you want to be a monster or a townsperson?
Oh wow. I don't know.
I was gonna say, have you seen the show? I guess is the second part of that. I don't know if you've seen it or you just know.
So I had an opportunity to see it in Halifax, where we shot the Institute, but I was living by myself in this loft that was like in 100-year-old hotel, used to be a hotel, and I just thought, I don't want to watch this while I'm staying here by myself. So I've seen I worked with John. Actually, John was in the scene where I'm getting pushed into the oven. Oh no, that's Tony. Sorry. When I bring a dead body, and Denny is his name, is there to when I'm throwing out the trash. That's John Griffin. It was supposed to have been Stephen King, but he wasn't feeling well, and they said, so they scrambled and they brought John in. So
he played a body too. That's interesting.
What's that?
He said, so he played a body too. Then he was on.
No. Sorry, no, he wasn't the body.
Okay, sorry, misunderstood.
No, he wasn't the body. I'm willing in a dead body. He's the guy who takes the body and puts it in the oven. I help him put them in the oven, and he turns the furnace on and fires up, all the gas and everything. So
right, so that was going to be Stephen King. I get what you mean now. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think everybody here recognized John Griffin. I think most of the people who watch our show are
okay
fans. So
yeah, he's great.
I was going to say, Karen, AJ, do either of you have anything else? I've been talking for a while. I don't want to.
Nope, I'm good.
No, I just so you mentioned From, and like pretty much everybody here is a huge fan, and it just and this is a Stephen King show. Do you read much horror, watch horror? Do you enjoy the horror genre? You clearly you like Star Trek, you like Who. These are all shows that are close to our hearts. But
yeah. So From looks incredible. So I said, okay. So I watched the trailer and it scared me after like 6 minutes. I can't watch this while I'm in Halifax. And I don't have MGM Plus yet. I'm gonna get it once our show airs. But I don't know if you know the scene, like it's a teaser where there's a little, like there's this whole busload and people are like, oh my God. So there's all these people in the house. I'll have to talk about the house in a second. But there's an old woman and there's a little girl who's looking and says, "Can you let me in?" And so she's, "Oh yeah." And she opens the door and I just thought, "Oh my God." And then because everyone reacts. They just show the reaction. They don't show what she does. They show the reaction. The people are, "No, what are you doing?" And I just thought, "Oh my God, I can't. I will be a wreck."
That's the first episodes.
Yeah,
You might not get past
I know.
That's funny.
But I will watch it because it does sound really good. I have a neighbor, who watches it because he knows, and I know Cliff Saunders and I know his wife Liz as well, but I know Cliff better, and I know they're both main characters in the show, and so he's been watching. Goes, "Oh, it's a really good show." I said, "I know, I believe it. They've got good actors in there as well. It's great." But I just have to tell you, we were in holding because we share the studio. They have one half, and all the institute is built in this other half of the studio. And the tunnel that you see, that tunnel is in their half where they built it. So okay, we've got a new place for you guys to wait. So I thought, okay, so we go and we're sitting at the bottom of the stairs of the grand house, and it's all dark and things are peeling and things are really spooky. And I was with Jason Diaz, who plays Tony. I said, "Oh my God, I don't know if I want to put my back to like I don't know." It's where he goes, "Well, do you want to go have a look? Do you want to take a tour?" I said, "No, I don't want to take a tour." He goes, "Oh, come on, don't be a chicken." So I said, "Okay, I'll come with you." So we went. I thought, so much amazing detail. But we went to the upstairs and we looked around in the rooms, and it was like so well done. So well done. Like, it's amazing. Yeah, there's a picture of me and we took a picture where we're just like as if we're about to be attacked while we're sitting on the stairs.
That's cool.
But someone asked I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah, I would be happy to do either. They're fun. I mean, you've seen my makeup in my death scene, which was done by this guy who was so fast. Like he just like painted, like he just like he would just do layer after layer, and he would just like, I could just feel the brush sort of. Yeah, it was really incredible. So yeah, so monster or person, I don't know, either one would be great.
How did has this experience overall changed you, or what have you learned from it?
So I didn't take this for granted, but I was able to collaborate from the top down. So I was able to talk to Jack when he was directing, and all the directors. And I found it was great if I could approach them. I was just wondering, I just want to make a suggestion about this. Can I do this? Or can I say that? Or can we do this? And they were always great. Jack, who's the head honcho, and he says, "Well, sometimes if it wasn't great," I said, "Just as an option." And he'd say, "Okay, as an option, we can do that." And that was so validating to me. It's like sometimes when you're on these sets, and you're not number one, you're sort of like, no, thanks, right, but no thanks. We're just going to do it this way. So that was great. And that collaboration happened all the way down, from the, to the set, the guy who did Fernando, who was in charge of props, the wardrobe people, supervising, the script supervisor, lighting, everything, like everyone. And I don't know if I'll ever get that kind of atmosphere again, but this is great. And also shooting in Halifax was beautiful because you weren't too far from the ocean from anywhere, and the people were wonderful. Oh, the one thing, so the drivers, they had to drive us into Dartmouth, which is where the studio is, and they put us up in Halifax. And it just made me smile sometimes because the drivers sometimes would say, "I'm so sorry about this traffic." And I just thought, have you been to Toronto? You don't move when you're in a traffic jam. Like here, like we're moving. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, that was it was really great. That was what was so great about the experience and life changing for me anyway in terms of my career. So yeah, Jack Bender believed in me, and opened the door.
Like, well, I know we're almost out of time, but let me really quick.
Okay.
I saw Kimberly snuck in a question in. So, were there any funny moments on set?
Oh, any funny moments? Well, what's happening near? Okay, so we shot from September through to November, and then when Halloween was happening, I just thought, and do what? We're dressed up all the time anyway. So that I don't know. I had a bit of a laugh about that, but I don't know. I can't say that there were a lot of funny moments. Like we had light moments in between takes, but
It's not a light show, so
no, it's not, but that's why the light moments are important. I just know, it was one of the first AD's birthdays, and someone ordered these crazy donuts called Vandal donuts, and each donut was like, you get the donut, but then they'd be piled high with something like a sculpture, and yeah, I just anyway, it's not funny, but I thought that was interesting, and I thought, oh, when it's so Arlen, who plays George, it was his birthday, but I was already back in Toronto, so I ordered some of those donuts for him, and so maybe not funny, haha, but delightful.
you still have to have some fun either way, even if it's not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
laughing. It's still fun. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're almost out of time, but thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And like I said earlier, I'm sorry to see you go, but we enjoyed you while you were there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I was grateful for the arc of the character. She got to get better. Like she went from bad to better. So grateful for that. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for your questions. We have a watch party at 9:30 for Wednesday and a live stream again at 11. So I'm still not done yet. So all of you come back and please like and subscribe. But thanks everybody for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.